Yeah. 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 Yeah.
God be with you.
Is there anything interesting going on?
Interesting? You know, I always liked the Neuhof horses best. Old Smeal was killed in that raid, and I'm afraid the stud farm will never... Take care now.
God bless you. What troubles you?
Can I be of service to you, Sir Divish? I've heard talk that something is going on in Pribyslavitz.
Henry, you've come at just the right moment. I sent a man to Pribyslavitz. My locator, Marius.
What's a locator?
A land allocator. I charged him with checking on the condition of the settlement to see if we can start rebuilding it.
You're planning to resettle the village?
Yes.
Why Pribyslavitz of all places?
Because it's been lying fallow and falling into ruin. It's about time that...
Well, it should be safe there now. We trounced that rabble on the battle.
Yes, and that's why I sent my man. However, he should have been...
If you've no objection, I could go and look for him.
I'd appreciate that. He probably... May the Lord watch over you.
Good health to you.
I have some trophy.
Show me. So many.
Can you teach me how...
Certainly.
I'd like to hone...
All right, but
Isn't that quite a lot? What about this?
agreed.
Take care. I'm interested in...
Wouldn't you rather...
Well... I'd like to improve... I'd like to...
All right, but
Isn't that quite a... What?
agreed.
The Lord save you.
I brought the wine.
Wonderful, wonderful. Find somewhere here to put it down. I'll send for... I hope you had no problems acquiring...
Problems? Huh.
May the Lord watch over you.
Hey!
Yeah.
Good day to you.
Can you teach me to be...
Certainly.
Well... I'd like you to show me...
Certainly.
I'd like to hone...
All right, but...
Isn't that quite a lot? Satisfied?
I'd... Agreed. Seal it.
Master Huntsman, is there any...
There's always something that... You're that Skalitz lad, aren't you? Sir Radzig's lack...
That'll be me.
Right. I saw you here shortly after the attack. My word, to get away from Talmberg like that, quite remarkable. It's clear you're not easily...
I'm listening.
We've been having terrible problems with poachers lately. In Sir Divish's forests, we've been finding...
And you want me to track down...
Indeed. Whatever you...
Do you suspect anyone?
Well, it's hard to say, but seeing how much harm they're causing, I'd say they're no croft...
Shouldn't you be dealing with the...
I should, you're quite right. But when I ask the local folk anything, their mouths close up like...
Do you think the locals are in on it?
Well, I don't know, maybe. But even if not, they'll never talk to me. They're scared I'll dig some skeleton out of their cupboard.
I understand. I'll try to find out something about them.
Certainly. Ask around the village. And it wouldn't hurt to ask in the inn in the glade, the one on the road towards Neuhof. I've heard they serve good venison.
That's clear enough. As soon as I...
Thanks for your help. Goodbye.
God save.
I'd like to find out about the poachers round here who've been...
If you ask me, there's some questions best left unanswered. But... Coming. Goodbye.
I hope I can...
What do you think about all the...
What should I be thinking? If they ever catch them, Sir Divish will have them skinned alive. But for that to happen...
Do you think Nicholas isn't doing...
A master huntsman who lets poachers run wild through his woods? He's useless.
Right. Thank you, innkeeper.
God be with you.
God save.
I heard you've got a poaching...
In the woods and out of them. Not long back the bastards hung a deer's... Certainly is. Word around the village.
Putting a deer's head on the huntsman's house sounds...
Maybe they want to show that Huntsman Nicholas is no match for them.
Do you think it was someone local?
I really don't know. All sorts of things get said. Hannikin Hare's back, if you listen to some, and others are going on about Tom of the Bag.
And what about you?
It could be anyone. There's more than one that has it in for Nicholas.
What's so suspicious about this?
Just that he was drunk and blabbering.
Tell me something about Hannikin.
He used to be Master Huntsman here a while back. But then Nicholas got him accused of a murder.
What happened between Hare and Nick?
Those two didn't get on from the start. And then that business. But it all came to a head about 15 years back.
Sir Hanish's father?
Just so. There was a banquet at the castle in his honor, and in the morning they found one of Sir Henry's men-at-arms.
And what happened to Hare?
That's just it. No one rightly knows. They put him in the dungeon, but when Sir Henry's men...
So how did Nicholas put the blame on...
Nicholas always had a viper's tongue. That evening there'd been a right falling out between Hare and the guardsman. Blows were struck. Well, Sir Divish didn't want any ill will with Sir Henry.
What was going on with Margaret?
Her father promised her to Hannikin, because they seemed a good match. But Nicholas...
I want to ask... Tell me something about...
He used to be Master...
I want to ask about... So why do people think Tom...
Ah, that's just nonsense. He was bragging in the tavern that he'd put on a venison...
Did he?
I doubt it. But if you want to know more, ask my husband, the...
That'll be all.
God be with you. I've only got 2 hands. I'll be right back.
What do you think about all the
What should I be thinking? If they ever catch...
folk are talking about Hannikin?
Oh, good Lord. People do like to prattle on. Don't you go believing...
Thank you, innkeeper. I've heard Tom of the Baths was mouthing...
So he did. He and Jack Piper were bragging about how they'd make a fee. And a few days later, they did come and buy a few...
Did they have anything else to say?
Not really. I told him to shut up, or someone would...
And what did he say to that?
Nothing. He had more booze in him than the castle cellar. He just hiccuped and slid under the table.
Do you suppose he meant...
Hardly. He's...
All right. I'd best ask...
Feel free to ask, but don't...
And who is this Jake?
Oh, he's Tom's best mate. A decent fellow. They call him the Piper.
Where can I find him?
Well, most likely in the quarry. He lends the...
Thank you, innkeeper.
Take care.
God save.
I'd like to find out about...
I don't know anything about that. But if it's gossip you're after, go and speak to Brada the tanner. He always spins. May the Lord watch over you.
My humble greeting. Good luck to you.
Oh.
Jesus Christ be...
I'm here to find out about the poachers gang.
Well, ask away.
I heard you were yelling in the tavern that you were off to hunt some venison.
Look here. I don't know who you are, but you should watch...
I will, don't you worry.
What? Nothing. It was just the beer talking. I got pissed and started spouting shit.
Maybe not. So, you're saying you've...
How many times do I have to explain? I've never stolen...
So, how do you account for my finding some deer antlers in your... Come on.
All right. But promise me you...
Speak up and who knows?
All right. The truth is I did drag a deer carcass there, but...
That's a likely story.
Honestly, not a word of a lie. I caught...
And who might that be?
I don't know.
If you don't tell me who it was, I've no reason to believe.
Fine. Fine. He's one of the charcoal men.
There are plenty of charcoal burners around.
He came from the charcoal piles south of here. If you follow the creek...
Well, you better pray I find him, because if you've been lying to me, I'll go straight to the castle.
I'm telling the truth, I swear.
We'll see.
Good luck to you.
Greetings.
I heard there are poachers and...
If only if it was just poachers. It's that sorcerer Hare. He's the one who's been running amok. I said he'd be back.
Tell me something about Han...
Ah, that was all years ago. He turned up here. He claimed up at the castle to be a nobleman's son, and so he got the office of Master Huntsman, and Margaret was promised him for his wife.
And how did his...
Well, he was able to vanish into thin air in the forest right in front of...
That doesn't sound very convincing.
That's because you've not seen his marksmanship. It was natural, the things he could do with that bow.
I see. How did it go with
I'm not one to gossip, but she was a flighty lass in her younger years. She could never make up her mind which one she wanted.
What do you mean?
Oh, that was quite something. And then some on top of it. Sir Henry of Lifa was visiting here at the castle, and Hare snapped. Of course, they found him out. But how do you keep a sorcerer under lock and key?
Oh, well. Any idea why he...
No one knows, and most likely never will.
Was he actually seen killing the...
I suppose so. Else they'd hardly...
That's probably... There is one other... Tell me something.
Ah, that was all. He claimed...
Well, I should be...
Not at all. Good luck, then.
I want to ask what...
So ask.
Has anyone actually seen this Hannikin Hare? He seems...
Oh, he exists all right. But he flits around in the forest like a shadow.
Goings on.
Cavorting and raising hell. Sorcery! Hare meets up with his sorcerer's apprentices, and they feast in the... Or what she...
Very well. Who does Hare want with...
Master Huntsman Nicholas, of course. When the Hare...
So Nicholas came out of it well.
That one always knew how to land.
Thanks.
God be with you. God be with you.
Good afternoon.
I'd like to ask you about Hannikin Hare.
I'm sorry, but I really don't want...
The thing is, every time I spoke to someone about Hare, they all...
But I don't.
You aren't to blame for anything, is that it? Well, I am willing to believe you, but you do know more than you're telling, and I need to...
Very well. You're right.
How were things between you and Hare?
There was nothing between us. Hannikin Hare impressed my father with all his talk of noble blood, but I couldn't stand.
So you didn't want him? I only asked because I've heard...
That's village talk. Of course folk gossip.
Did Hare really commit the murder?
God in heaven, how should I know?
That remains to be seen. That'll be everything. I'd like to ask...
I'm sorry.
That'll do me.
Good luck, then. Take care.
God grant you health.
I've got...
So ask.
What do you make of this poaching that's...
It's clear as day. Hannikin Hare's back. And putting those antlers on Nicholas's house? What?
You mean to say his wife's cheating?
All I'm saying is she might be feeling the urge. It happened.
Well, you're the first who's certain of Hare's return.
Well, now, I wouldn't say I'm completely sure. I suppose some other mischief maker could have done it, but
You were singing a different song not long...
So? Why do you want to know so much?
It's nothing to you, but I'm helping Nicholas unmask that local poaching.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, now you know. And you also know not to keep anything from me.
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But
I'll do what I can, but I need to let him know what I discover.
it's to do with Margaret, his wife. They say...
Keep going.
I know full well Hare's here, because Margaret admitted as much.
What did she tell you?
That he waited in the woods till she came by and they exchanged some words. Words was all she told me.
And what did they speak about?
I don't know, but if Nicholas knew they'd met, he'd most likely...
You're sure she wasn't saying it in...
Oh, no. Margaret wouldn't joke about something.
Well, you're the first who's certain of Hare's return.
Well, now.
Stop trying... But you know who Radzig Cobbler is?
Of course.
I'm his right-hand man. And I'm helping the huntsman catch the
All right, I'll tell you what I know. But promise not...
I'll do what I can.
It's to do with Margaret.
Keep going.
I know full...
What did she tell you?
That he waited in the...
And what did they speak?
I don't know.
You're sure she wasn't...
Oh, no.
Who's this Hannikin?
Hannikin Hare? There was a time he was master huntsman here, and Margaret was set to be his wife.
So what's the story between...
It was complicated. He wanted her, and she wanted him too, I reckon. At least for a while. But then she hitched up with Nick.
So what went on between...
Those two? There was no love lost between them from the moment Hare arrived.
Do you think Hare really...
Who knows the truth of it now? I did find it all a bit odd. Hare never was much of a hothead, and Margaret never wanted to speak of it.
That's all I need.
God be with you.
God be with you.
I heard you have poachers.
Certainly do. They're running wild around here. And they kill a lot more than they take.
Why would someone just toss their catch in the woods?
The wagging tongues say they're just doing it to...
Do you have any idea who...
If I knew the bastards...
Don't tell me you've heard nothing.
Well, I did hear that Thomas, that fellow who works at the bathhouse, was mouthing off recently. Saying he'd go and...
I see. Has anyone seen those
No, just a dead game. But Blacksmith Betty saw some goings-on.
Goings-on?
Well, that's what she said.
Why would anyone want to take revenge on...
He's not the best-liked man in the village. We all know that.
Who's Hannikin?
You're not from around here, are you?
Why did he run?
Well, it just so happens I know the answer to that. Some big important nobleman came to Talmberg around there, and in the midst of it all, Hare had a falling out with some man-at-arms and knocked him in the moat. The poor bugger broke his neck. They picked it.
Why take revenge on Master?
Because of Nicholas's wife, Margaret. Hare had his eye on her back then, but she didn't care for him and he was fuming.
Where did he run to?
No one really knows. They say he's hiding in secret tunnels beneath the castle, but that's all fairy tales. It's been years.
I want to ask about... Thanks.
Good luck to you.
Who's there? Answer me.
I've got a few questions.
So ask.
I heard you saw something...
That's right, I did.
Can you describe what you saw?
It was after dark, I remember that. I went up past the castle along by the clearing, and I saw someone had lit a fire, and I could smell roast meat. It was like a feast of some sort. Only
Did you recognise anyone there?
No. Like I said, it was dark. All I could...
Did you hear any familiar voice?
No. But I heard girls' laughter, goblets...
Where is the clearing?
A short walk north of the castle. There's a track past...
Thanks. What do you make of this poaching that's been going...
It's clear as day.
That's all I need.
Take care.
Yeah.
God be with you. What can
I need to ask you something about...
What? Me? Why me, for crying?
Some folk had themselves a feast in the woods recently, and the people who passed by told me they heard a piper playing.
I don't deny it. But nothing does...
If you're innocent, lying won't help you.
I don't know what you want from me. Nothing wrong went on in that clearing.
But you do know something about it, and you're keeping it from me. Very well. Loyalty is a fine thing, but once they discover who did it, then it'll...
But I haven't done anything.
Then you have nothing to fear if you tell me what.
All right. Yes. There was venison being eaten.
So all that bragging when he was drunk was more than just hot...
I don't know where the deer came from. After what happened in the tavern, Tom took me to the forest to this hide there. But I was too worried someone would catch us, and I took off.
You did yourself a favour. Thomas... I need to ask you something.
What?
They say you were mouthing off in the tavern.
We'd all had a few ales.
So you didn't go poaching?
My God, no. That would never even cross our minds. Thomas is a bit...
So about that...
What about it?
So who was at the feast?
Just the...
Who's us?
Us lads.
Was Tom from the baths there too?
Yes.
That'll do for now.
Take care now.
I must reward you for saving my livelihood. If folk believed the stories, well...
But the bad stone wasn't even from your quarry.
Still, sometimes words can hurt a man more than a blow from a mace. See you later.
I hope I can be of some...
I'd like to find out about the poachers.
What about them?
Well, I wondered if you've got any idea who might...
Tom of the Baths was mouthing off.
The Sasau swordsmith is after the pieces of a sword.
Yes, I bought one myself.
I'd pay well for it.
I'm sure you would, but first I'd have to know where I put the thing. I've lost it, my boy. And to tell you the truth, I reckon that pilgrim was a...
Take care now.
Hey.
How come you're aware?
I'd like to find out...
I don't know anything about it. But if... Take care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greetings.
I'd like to ask...
I'm sorry, but I...
Listen, I know the hare is here, and I know you spoke with him. And if you don't want your husband to find out, you better start talking.
Wait! You can't say something like that to Nicholas. God knows what he'd do.
It's in your hands whether I tell him or not.
All right, all right. What do you want to know?
What did you talk about in the woods with Hannikin Hare?
I see Betty's mouth's been busy.
Don't blame her. I had to work hard to weasel it out of her. Now tell me.
Oh, all right. Well, it seems Hannikin Hare's exile has addled his brain. He told me he'd go off with me, that he still loves me and nonsense like that.
And what about you?
What do you mean? I was so shocked, I couldn't even scream.
Is that all he told you?
He said if I change my mind, I'm to hang a garland of forget-me-nots on the house and wait for him at that place of ours.
Where was it you saw him exactly?
I wish I could tell you. The whole thing was like a fever dream. I almost got lost trying to get out of the forest. Even if I remembered, it wouldn't be any use to you. Hannikin Hare moves through the forest like a ghost. He knows every tree root off by heart.
I want you to hang that garland on the lodge.
But I don't want to go anywhere with him.
You don't have to go anywhere. But tell me, where's that secret meeting place of yours?
On the way to Uzhitz. Back then, we used to meet by the great big beech tree, right next to the wayside shrine. There's a lovely view there, you see.
And what time will he be waiting there for you?
At dawn. What are you going to do to Hare?
Never you mind. The main thing is it will all get sorted out. And that's all that matters, isn't it?
I suppose so. Very well, then. I'll hang the garland for you.
That'll be everything.
May the Lord watch over you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm guessing Nicholas won't be joining us. Who the devil are you?
I thought you wanted to meet up with Margaret.
Fortunately, I'm not that much of a fool anymore. I was hoping I'd tempt Nicholas out of his lair. But let's...
My name is Henry, and I work for the Master Huntsman.
So are you going to arrest me?
I am.
All I ask is that you listen to me first.
Why should I listen to you?
Because if you care about justice...
Anyone can say that.
And that's precisely why the accused should...
Let me guess. You're going to tell me you're innocent?
I wouldn't presume. I've been poaching on the Divish estate, and I'll take the punishment I deserve. But the crime I was nearly strung up for...
I've no idea what you...
Let me introduce myself.
The nobleman?
My house became sadly impoverished.
Gamekeeper turned poacher? I see.
Nicholas gave me no choice.
What happened to your family?
My father lost his influential friends and the money with them. There was nothing for it but to sell off all our possessions. See to my sister.
That sounds a rough deal.
Believe it or not, I never cared for the life of a nobleman. I spent my...
What happened between...
I was falsely accused of murder. Henry of Lipa visited Talmberg.
And didn't they have any cause to suspect?
That's just it. They did. At the banquet I got in...
I know Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Indeed. He was on his way to Rattay to take charge of the fiefdom.
Why did you get into...
The fall of the House of Zalush was the work of the Lords of Lipa. And that fell...
And then what?
Nicholas began to pull strings. Several people came forward as witnesses to say they saw me with...
Why would he have done that?
He wanted rid of me. We were both in love with the same lass. But back then, there was no question which of the two of us would win her. I was the huntsman of noble blood.
Do you know who did kill the man?
No. He was found in a ditch with his neck broken. He could...
And that never occurred to him?
It did. But some people swore they'd seen us
What did Margaret?
She took me for a fool. She only had eyes for...
How?
She could have told the truth. After the banquet, I was with her.
How did you get out?
What leads you to a man...
Your head's still on your shoulders, so you must have...
I'm alive. But my name and my family's name...
If you say so.
Well, it's true. I had the...
From the Talmberg dungeon?
It's not too hard when the lord of the castle himself helps you.
So, Divish set you free?
He couldn't offend Henry, so he had to lock me up. But he trusted me. We were friends, after all. He led me out of the castle in the night. I was given and that was the end of it.
And how did it happen?
It's a long...
I've got time to listen.
All right. But for you to understand, I have to start from the beginning. I was born as Hanakin of Zalush, the eldest son of... My house became sadly impoverished.
Gamekeeper turned poacher?
Nicholas gave me no...
What happened?
I was false...
And didn't they have any...
That's just...
And then what?
Nick... What? He...
How did you get...
What...
Your head...
I'm... Well...
Interesting.
I can't complain of boredom.
Even if I believed you, there's no proof. It all happened a long time ago.
I know. But if I didn't believe in my own innocence, I'd have to be crazy to have done what I did.
Why?
If I truly were guilty, why would I risk coming back to Bohemia? I could have...
Nicholas took everything you had, regardless of your guilt or innocence.
I'm not like him. Anyway, you're right. I don't have any proof.
This is one of the most insane...
That doesn't surprise...
Something tells me you're speaking the truth.
Thank you. And if you want to help me, come to the old mine gallery in Broadwoods.
I'll be there.
I have a plan, but I need some...
So, what are you up to?
Working out how to get Nicholas's
And how would you do that exactly?
Simple. I'll have him sign it. I've had the priest in Janowitz write me up a parchment. When Nicholas signs it, he'll admit to everything written down there.
How do you want to force him to do that?
He won't have a choice, or rather he will have, between his wife Margaret and the job of huntsman.
I'm not following this.
It's plain enough. We'll kidnap Margaret. That's to say, you'll kidnap Margaret while I distract Nicholas. If he wants to see her again, he won't have any...
Kidnapping? That doesn't seem like...
No. Take a look around you, Henry. Sigismund kidnapped Wenceslas, his own brother. And
True, but Sigismund and Medek kidnapped the men they wanted to bargain with. You're thinking of taking a man's wife who's done nothing to deserve it.
And what of it? Those others did it for money or power. I'm doing it to redeem my honor. And since you...
But that confession's just a scrap of parchment with writing on it. What will happen to him after that?
That scrap of parchment is for Sir Divish and the provincial court. But we'll be generous to Nicholas and let him leave in peace before we deliver.
So Nicholas will go free?
Hopefully.
So what do I need to do?
I had Nicholas's prized hunting horn. I'm sure Nicholas will recognize its sound from quite far off.
And I meant to kidnap his wife while he...
Of course it would be best if she went with you voluntarily, but if not...
I don't...
That's why I'm sending you. I trust. When you get her, bring her here.
All right.
Don't forget, tomorrow at dawn.
Good. I've got...
May the Lord... We'll see whose side Lady Luck is on.
We'll see. This'll be the one. Oh.
Coming right up.
Should I, shouldn't I? No, I daren't. We'll see. No point in pushing it.
Certainly. I'll fetch it right away.
That'll do me.
By Christ, they're falling your way and no mistake.
Your turn.
What about? How the hell did I even start playing?
I'm at your service, sir.
Have you got a bed for them?
Well, I suppose I could. For how long?
Just the one.
No problem. Good luck to you.
What's that? Hey! Who's there? Who are you? What the hell is that?
Good work, Henry. Now we have to act fast and sort out Nicholas. Are you all right?
Well, I can't say I feel too good about it, but what else can we do?
Believe me, it gives me no pleasure either, but there's no other way. Take this confession. Go to Nicholas and make him sign it before you tell him where Margaret is.
I'm not complaining, but couldn't you go to him yourself?
Believe me, I'd rather not drag you into it at all. But if Nicholas sees me, he'll go straight for my throat before I get a word in.
I see. And what if he refuses?
You'll have to make him.
What? And what if he attacks me?
Then of course you'll have to defend yourself. If you knock some sense into him in a duel, all well and good, but don't forget we need him.
All right. I'll get to it.
Here's the document. Don't forget to tell him he should get the hell out of Talmberg before we take it to the castle.
Where would I find you?
I'll wait for you in the clearing. Be quick. I don't want to keep poor Margaret here any longer than that.
I understand.
Yeah.
Have you seen my wife, Margaret? I'm sure something must have happened.
Yes, I've seen her.
Speak, where is she?
Hannikin Hare is holding her captive. It makes no odds. Just listen to me.
What, you whoreson? Tell me where she is right now.
Bluster all you want, but if you ever want to see Margaret again, you better get a grip on yourself.
Where is she? Tell me!
Yeah, you scratch my back, and I'll scratch yours. Sign this parchment here.
I, Nicholas Angel, do hereby confess... What? You must be out of your fucking mind!
Sign it if you cherish Margaret's life. I can't vouch for what Hare might do.
Hare's bluffing. He'd never harm Margaret.
I wouldn't be so sure. If you take a man's sweetheart, his home, and his job...
So, I have your word of honor we'll be allowed...
I swear it. Neither Hare nor I.
There. Now tell me...
There's an old mine gallery, a little to the south of here.
I certainly hope so.
So, have you...
It's done. He
voluntarily?
Yes. More or less.
Well, I'm glad it...
What now?
We'll go together. I need you to bear witness. I've been gone for years now.
Well, I hope they do believe you. Otherwise, we're both for the...
Don't worry. Divish won't... Are you ready to go?
Anakin Hare, I never expected to see you again.
It was the will of God that I returned.
You realize that Sir Henry of Lipa has never repealed his sentence against you. I'm duty-bound to arrest you and turn you over to the Provincial Court.
Perhaps. But will you read this first? Henry here is my witness that your master huntsman Nicholas signed it himself. This ought to change their minds.
It might. I'm sorry, Anakin. I always trusted you. But your guilt seemed irrefutable. Nicholas was very thorough. Oh, there's no doubting his own confession. Captain.
Yes, sir.
Have the Master Huntsman arrested.
That won't be necessary. I don't think they'll find him.
I understand. So, what's to be done with you now? Poaching and kidnapping the Master Huntsman's wife. You see my difficulty.
I know. I can't stay here. It's enough to know my name is cleared.
I'll have a letter drawn up to recommend you to the service of Sir Vincent at Vellish Castle.
Thank you, sir.
But if Nicholas has vanished and we're sending you to Vellish, then who's going to be my master hunter here?
There's one obvious candidate. Henry here. Help me bring Nicholas to justice. And he's no disgrace as a hunter.
Really? Well, what of it, young man?
It would be an honor, sir.
Good, good. Then I hereby name you Master Huntsman at Talmberg Castle. Good luck to you, Hannigan.
Thank you, Henry. I could never have managed it without you. God willing, we'll meet again one day.
didn't forget to check the supplies like I told you yesterday?
No, sir. I checked and it seems everything's in order.
All right. But buy a couple of kegs of wine when you've done your other chores. Make sure it's good. No slop.
You can count on me, sir. God's blessings. What?
God save Master Chamberlain.
So I see.
I'm the new Master Huntsman.
Aha, yes. That whole... Well, I won't keep you with the lamentation. You're to supply the castle kitchen with game and protect the woods from poachers.
No, I expect not.
Right away. Sir Divish is planning to hold a bank...
All right, I'll get going right.
By the way, the Master Huntsman should get a hunting bow and appropriate livery, which is also yours for as long as you hold the office.
I see. That's good.
Yes. Nothing but take care.
Was that?
That sounded like...
Is someone there?
My God, what happened?
Good luck, then.
The Lord save you. Good luck, then.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jóság. Ma már nem szabad. Ha, mi volt az?
Kit nem...
Sehol senki, aki kifozhat. Unalom.
Van ott valaki? Mi volt? Fos időjárás, fossáknak, fossáknak.
Rohatok! Nem mutatott messzire. Itt lesz valami.
Na, mi van? Geci!
Hideg, hideg!
Csak gyűjts az erőt, szükséged lesz rá.
Igen!
Passzás!
Elég! Hagyd abba! Feladom!
Ilyen, csak nem fáj!
Oh! Belladon! Elegant van!
Elég volt!
Sure, I'll let you go, as soon as you pay up. Hear me?
Persze, hogy értem. Ti kanajtú.
What you after here, you fucker? I can see you're not from around here.
Fucking come on then. Yeah! Yeah!
God be with you.
Would you have a job for me? Maybe you're in need of some supplies?
Fresh meat.
No problem. I can go to Rattay and buy some for you.
I could send a stable boy for that. I'm...
Game? But that's near impossible to buy. I'd have to hunt it myself. Ah.
Of course. I'd pay you well for anything you bring me. Even more if it's something. And if you help me out here and there, I'll teach you something useful.
That's an... Are you after some meat?
If you could bring me some, I'd... May the Lord watch over.
Jesus, what have you been up to?
Take care. Hey, how'd... See you later.
Can I do anything to help?
Greetings. Take care. See you later. Hey. Look out.
Is something the matter? How's trade?
Not... take care
Just as
now.
you ordered.
Ja. Ja.
Náš tatíček nebo štíček, daj jim pán Bůh nebesa, božírali staré baby na trapáči do lesa. Od neděle do neděle hraj muziko veselé, gatiska má roztrané, sláma trčí z prdele.
Well, I never. Anything else?
Good morning.
Do you need a hand with anything around here?
I certainly do. After what happened, I don't know where to begin. Throw out everything that's burnt, hire new stable boys. But why bother? There's just no point anymore, especially since no one will buy from me. Our best customer was Sir Divish of Talmberg. He paid handsomely for our horses. But now my husband has been murdered. His lordship has stopped buying, although we still breed excellent steeds.
Then why would he stop buying from you?
I don't know, really. But maybe you could find out? Take our dabbled grey and show him to his lordship. He's a fine steed, a bit of a devil, but fast as the wind. That ought to convince Sir Divish.
Why me? Why not go yourself or send a stable boy?
I need all my stable boys here, and besides, you've got his lordship's ear, so I'm sure I can trust you.
But how? Do you want to race?
Race? I can't go running around like a March hare just to win some custom. I've got my dignity.
No, not you. A horse race. The winner will determine who Sir Divish buys from.
Ah, I see. And I was afraid I'd have to try and outrun people half my age with these old aching knees of mine.
All right, I'll go and ask Sir Divish. Maybe I can find out what's going on.
That would be very kind of you, lad. Please send him my respectful greetings. Goodbye.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
God save. How may I help you, good knight?
I've got your coin for you. Though I have to say, robbing a wretch who doesn't look much better than you doesn't exactly...
Thank you 1,000 times.
Have you got something else for me?
For you, always. You brought me coin for food, but I'm cold, and I've no one to...
I'm sorry, I can't do that for you.
Not a blanket, but a lovely woolen shawl. My own. I was desperate, so I swapped it for a...
Consider it done.
Thank you, handsome. I gave the shawl to a village woman who lives not far from here to the west. And to make it worth your while, she's got some fine old books stashed away in a trunk. It's surely... Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Csak nem? Itt épp egy malacka tévedt a disznőlésre. Ja. 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 Ja.
This one is from Neuhoff. Take good care of him for me.
Someone there.
God be with you, lad.
My lord, I bring greetings from Smill's widow, Zora, mistress of the Neuhof stud farm.
Zora. The poor woman, to lose her husband in such a terrible way. How can I help her?
She sends her respects and would like to ask, if you don't mind, why you stopped buying horses from her.
I take my horses from Uzits now. It's no reflection on Zora or her people, but it was clear to me after the tragedy at Neuhof that the stud farm would never recover. I'm not inclined to buy my steeds from a stud farm run by a woman. You can understand that, can't you? Being a stable master is a man's work.
But she's a widow without any other means of support, sir. Wouldn't it be worth at least having a look at her horses?
Perhaps you're right, but it all sounds rather dull. We'll hold a horse race, and whoever's horse fares better, that's who we'll buy from. I hope you will carry the Neuhof colors.
It looks that way. I've already bought the horse.
Splendid. Tell my stable master about my decision. Meanwhile, I'll send word to the riders from the other stables around. Let's make a proper show of it. See you later.
Good God, you looked...
Sir Divish has sent me about...
Race?
Yes, I'm to tell you he wants to arrange a horse race. He will send word himself to the other stables and riders in the area.
It's true no one's raced the Talmberg track for ages, and the folk around here could use a bit of excitement. But what's your part in this?
Actually, Mistress Zora sent me. She wants his lordship to start buying her horses again.
Zora? She's from the Neuhof stud, ain't she?
Yes.
After what's happened to Zora, she deserves some luck. Do you know the rules of the race?
I don't.
We'll tell you before the start of the race where the poles are and what order you have to reach them in. There's no set course. You can take any route you want. Knowing the lie of the land is very important. You must take a ribbon from each pole, and once you have them all, you can ride back. If you're the first one here, then you win. Got it?
I understand.
All right, but a race like that will take some time to arrange. Bring the dappled grey tomorrow to the gate of the Outer Bailey at noon. The start will be there.
All right, thanks.
Farewell.